It's your day in tech history, and it's brought to you by our friends over at DJI. Get yourself your own drone by going over to geekazine.com/DJI. Jeffrey Powers here. I welcome you to the Day in Tech History, a full rundown of technology history 7 days a week. Subscribe to the show via iTunes, Stitcher, or download right from dayintechhistory.com. Now let's find out what happened on this day, your day in tech history. May 13th. 1980, Digital Equipment, Intel, and Xerox jointly announced the Ethernet network specification. 1986, Carol Saul, Harry Sell, and Len Shustek found Network General Corporation, which would go on to become major computer networks management solutions in Menlo Park, California. It was eventually merged with McAfee in 1997. 1987, version 1.0 of the Turbo C programming language was released. 1991, the System 7 operating system for Macintosh was released. It was the second major upgrade to the macOS features and features a significant user interface overhaul, new applications, and stability improvements. 1997, Xerox files a lawsuit in the U.S. District Court in the Eastern District of Texas against Intel, claiming the Pentium, Pentium Pro, and Pentium 2 microprocessors infringe on Xerox's own patents. Also in 1997, the Digital Equipment Corporation filed a lawsuit against Intel in the U.S. District Court of Massachusetts, claiming that Intel's Pentium Pro and Pentium 2 processors infringe on digital equipment patents related to the Alpha RISC processor. And IBM introduced the ThinkPad 380 notebook computer featuring a 150 MHz Pentium processor, 16 megabytes of RAM, 1 gigabyte hard drive, and CD-ROM, starting at $2,199. And now this word from our friends over at DJI Technologies. The Phantom 3 has been released just in time for all your springtime flying. In both professional and in advanced models, the Phantom is one of the most popular drones out there. And it can make you feel like a kid again, just like when you got your first RC car years ago. With video up to 4K, you can have fun taking overhead shots, aerial footage in parks or by the lake, or you can just fly over your house to see how many of your kids' toys ended up on the roof, or if your roof even survived the winter. I encourage you to go over to geekazine.com/DJI so you can get free shipping on that DJI Phantom, and it supports the Day in Tech History. Then go out to the park and have a ton of fun. Geeky fun with DJI. Now let's get back into your Day in Tech History. 2001, newspapers and cafe owners in Tehran claim that Iranian police have closed down more than 400 internet cafes. They reportedly threaten conservative-controlled media access. 2002, the E-Mule project was began by Hendrik Breitkreutz, otherwise known as Merkur, who was dissatisfied with the original eDonkey 2000 client. 2003, AMD released the Athlon XP 3200 Plus desktop processor. It featured a 400 MHz system bus and started at $464. 2008, after public concern, Google decided to blur the faces in their Street View program. This adds to the license plate blur and the blurring of certain items like Yahoo headquarters or government agencies. Also in 2008, HP announced that they have acquired EDS for $13.9 billion. Grand Theft Auto 4 nets in $310 million in just one day. Halo 3 had that crown up until that point. iTunes and HBO work out a deal to get HBO programming available into the iTunes store. Also in 2008, Opera Mini 4.1 browser was released. In the Microsoft case, or what I called at the time Micro Who case, Eric Jackson decided to step down the battle for the proxy fight. However, rumors of a longtime corporate raider, Carl Icahn, start going after the proxy fight to sell Microsoft begin to surface. Google's Android challenge comes to a close, and 50 people receive $25,000 each for their best applications contest. Harry McCracken leaves PC World. And after Earthlink couldn't come to a deal with the city of Philadelphia, they decided to turn off and abandon their Wi-Fi efforts. And Spam King Sanford Wallace loses to MySpace on a lawsuit. Wallace was subject to the new Can-Spam Act, and the court fined him $234 million. 2009, Intel was fined with over 1 billion euros by the European Union for violating antitrust legislation regarding their computer chips called x86 CPUs. Also in 2009, Seagate lays off 1,100 employees on a restructure effort. Clearwire announced Cisco would provide IP routers and other gear to build WiMAX 4G networks to consumer devices. Verizon sells their landline operations to Frontier Communications. That's about 4.5 million people. Craigslist removed their erotic services section from the popular classified site. They then created a new section called adult services, which would have a review process before you could post. And Google was told it must reshoot Japan. The Street View cameras picked up too many private moments. 2012, Scott Thompson resigned as CEO from Yahoo. He was brought on as CEO in January, but after pressure from a misrepresentation on his resume, they asked him to resign. And in 2013, Google closes SMS search function for non-smartphone owners. So basically, if you had a flip phone, you could text a question to a number and get responses. Amazon Coins launched. It was Amazon's new currency. Kindle Fire owners instantly got 500 free coins, which was about a $5 value. Amazon acquired Liquavista, a display maker that was owned by Samsung. Google merged FreeDrive with Gmail storage, upping each user with 15 gigabytes of free space. And Federico Zanier launched a Kickstarter to give away the right to use his personal data. For $2 backing, you would get an entire day of his data. And, of course, as the backer levels got higher, you could get more of his personal data. Zanier's goal was of $500 was surpassed as he received $2,733. And in 2014, the European Union ruled that Google must remove links to personal information if requested to do so. And Pinterest introduced promoted pins. And that's your day in tech history. My name is Jeffrey Powers, www.dayintechhistory.com. All the show notes are over at wikizine.com, Geekazine's wiki. And of course, you can like the Facebook page and follow Twitter at Day in Tech Hist. Until tomorrow, take care. Day in Tech History is copyright 2015. JMP Enterprise and Geekazine.com.